I'm Shannon Weber with Hive BAPAC, here with
Jessica Terlikowski with the AIDS Foundation of Chicago.
who you have done so much great work around the female condom. There was lots of talk today. We're here in Seattle. It's February 2015, U.S. Women in PrEP Working Group, and lots of talk about female condom. Tell me what the female condom is.
Yeah, so the female condom is currently the only prevention option that protects against both HIV, STIs, and unplanned pregnancy. So it's a really important option for women who are seeking to take better control of their health.
And so in your work rolling out the female condom, what have you seen as a success, and also what's been a barrier?
Yeah, so a lot of the success has really been around doing provider trainings and getting them on board. We had found initially that providers were feeling really negative towards female condoms because they had a lot of baggage from the FC1.
And the FC1 is?
The FC1 was the polyurethane condom that most people are familiar with. People would talk about it being squeaky and noisy and hard to insert and those types of things. And then in 2010 or 2009, the FDA approved the FC2, which is made out of a softer material. It warms up. People report like having better orgasms with it. It's a really good product, and frankly, it also doesn't have any of the noise issues. And so by training providers and getting them on board and them getting excited and talking with their clients about female condoms in a really positive way, we've seen more women and men, frankly, take interest in the female condom and want to use it. So we're seeing that in Chicago. We also have, there's programs that are in Houston, in DC, New York City,
Awesome.
Atlanta, San Francisco, LA. So there's a lot of excitement around it.
What are some of the challenges then, too?
Yeah, so those cities that I named, that's where there's a lot of activity going on. There's not a lot of activity happening in a lot of other places. So one of the challenges really is about awareness and people not knowing about it. So you can't demand what you don't know about, right? So that's why we're so committed to doing education, both for consumers as well as for providers.
You know, one thing I just thought of is that when we talk about prevention options, we'll mention condom, but for me, female condom doesn't come to mind.
Yeah.
Is there a way in which we can shift our language? So how do you say it? Do you say the condom, female and male condom, or what is the language that we could use that would be more inclusive?
Yeah, so we'll talk about, like, say both male and female condoms, because without saying it, then people's minds just go to male condoms.
Absolutely.
And I should say too, so the name is really a misnomer, right? So we know that folks can use it for anal sex as well. It's not FDA approved for that, but we have reports from both men and women who have been using it anally for years, and enjoy using it in that way. So I think this is something that, it's important to note that just because it's called the female condom, like, that's not necessarily what it,
The only purpose,
the only person who can use it.
It's the bottoms condom.
Yeah, exactly. It's the bottoms condom. It's the internal condom.
Got it.
So there's lots of ways to kind of talk about it a little bit differently to kind of take that gender piece out of it, if that's something that's important when you're talking, depending on who you're talking to.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
And then what's coming? Are there new products for bottoms?
Yeah.
Bottom-controlled condoms?
Bottom-controlled condoms. So the woman's condom is the one that's furthest along, and is available in South Africa and in China. And then there's also the Cupid, which is available in a handful of other countries, and the VA Wow, which is another condom. I forget where all that's available, but there's a few here and there. The big issue is that these other ones haven't gone through other large regulatory approval, for within the U.S. So we don't have FDA approval for any of these other products besides the FC2. So in the U.S., all we have is the FC2. So as advocates, we're working to really pave the way so we can have more products available here in the U.S. And then ultimately, those products would be available in a number of other countries as well through government funding programs. So for example, like USAID and that type of thing.
Okay, tell me one story, like a great story about where it's taken off for a woman or for a program or for one of these cities.
Yeah. So I think there's a couple, it's kind of hard to choose, frankly. I think in Chicago, one of the things that we've really seen is young people getting really interested in it. So we've been doing a lot of trainings with college educators who go into Chicago public schools to do trainings and talking about female condoms with young people, and them really glomming onto it and feeling excited about it, that this is something that they can use. And they don't have any of the negative baggage that older people might have.
Oh, interesting.
Because this is something new and exciting and cool.
They haven't been exposed to it before.
Right, exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly. So I think that's something that's been really positive. And then in DC, it's also been amazing because they had this huge program for training providers, and also did like this huge social marketing campaign as well. So really helping to make female condoms more visible and get them out there. And I just have to say the best story that I actually have about female condoms is this came from a colleague in DC who shared the story of one of her clients telling her that she would insert it on the bus, not on the bus, but before she got on the bus, and then she'd have an orgasm by the time she got home because...
Oh my gosh, it has a whole new purpose.
I know. So you could use it by yourself, with a friend, with a partner, whatever.
I love it. Awesome. Good. Thanks so much for all your work on this. It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.